Tell you, we're going to take a little trip back in time now to hear the story of one of Suffolk's most famous sporting families, including two former Olympians who filmed us filming them more than 40 years ago. Victoria Lampard has the story.
These are the Tancreds of Ipswich. This is the story of a family of throwers. Peter Tancred, although only 18, has already caused ripples of unease amongst Britain's senior discus throwers by throwing over 175 feet.
Wind up from here, over your left foot, push off.
This is Pete today, 44 years on, having competed in the 1976 Olympics, the Commonwealth and European Games, bobsleighing, freestyle wrestling and Britain's strongest man.
An integral part of discus throwing or shot putting was weight training. So I was fortunate that the power and strength that I gained took me, into be able to compete in other sports.
In the 1970s, hammer thrower Jeff Tancred won the Army Championships and made it to the Commonwealth Game trials.
Well, we used to play football competition between the four of us on Felixstowe Prom, so that kept us aerobically fit, if you like, and then later on we introduced weight training and developed the fun for throwing events.
Fun, but also hard work, with their father making sure they put in plenty of hours of training.
This is Bill Tancred, the star of the family.
Just a month after the filming took place, Bill received a letter through the post telling him he'd been chosen to represent his country in the Olympics. Not long after that, he was on his way to Mexico City to compete in the discus.
I was very lucky to be the first person to throw over 61 metres, which is 200 feet. And then getting medals at the Commonwealth Games, and then perhaps the greatest thing is making two Olympic Games in 68 and 72. And then holding on to the British record for 23 years.
That was the background of the houses there, so it must be somewhere over here.
This is the spot at Chantry High School's field in Ipswich, where filming took place all those years ago. Back then it was quite a big production, as the family's home footage shows.
The cage is missing on the third circle, but other than that, seems only like yesterday, really, or a couple of months away.
There's no shortage of memorabilia from the brothers' achievements, newspaper cuttings, brochures and T-shirts showing what they've accomplished over the past 40 or so years. Their sister Maureen is the only one to have stayed local and has followed their careers closely.
I've always been proud of my brothers, and this is fantastic to think what they've achieved in all their years.
And that's despite the lack of facilities as they were growing up.
We had to have chalk to mark on a Ransom's Road when people were clocking into work. That was our circle. Then you threw the discus and it landed in about 2 to 3 foot of grass to try to find the discus. Those facilities have greatly improved in Britain today.
So when you actually release the discus, it actually slides this way and the angle of flight is actually flat.
With so much experience between them, there's no shortage of skill and technique to pass on to the next generation of athletes. Victoria Lampard, Anglia News, Ipswich.
Well, I'm joined now by Bill Tancred, who is here with me. Bill, we're just waiting for that flame to come along here. It's been held up on the lock, but we're going to be having a look at that very shortly. But you've come down here. You brought some of your fantastic Olympic memorabilia. Just tell me what you've got here.
Well, this is my 1972 Olympic vest, which all athletes strive very hard to try and get. So it's a great honour to have it. It's a pretty good white, as you notice, so I'm very happy to bring it and show it to everyone, yeah, so it's wonderful.
And you've got a tie as well.
Yes.
How difficult is that to get hold of?
Well, it's the same thing. This is what part of the uniform, so it's not sponsored by various people. You've got to work exceptionally hard, and it's such a dream to have the 5 Olympic rings, and you can wear it there. So it's my Olympic tie as well, so it's wonderful.
A real medal for you. And just talk me through, how much of an honour is it to represent your country in the Olympic Games? Well,
it's a dream that every aspiring sportsman, sportswoman wants to try and achieve. So when you do achieve it, it's like the pinnacle of your life in a sporting context. And I just think that's the most wonderful thing. It's the greatest honour to represent your country, and I wish now I was a younger man to strive and compete at the London Games, which I think is truly going to be inspirational to everyone.
And just briefly, how different is it today to be an athlete?
Well, I think it's hard because standards have gone higher, but I notice my record has only recently gone. So if I had the sports science background, the medical background, and being a professional, I probably might have done better. So I wish I was a young man again, but it's wonderful, great honour. And I think to represent your country is the highest.
Okay, Bill Tancred, thank you very much indeed. What an honour to meet you. Thank you very much.